Jordan Davis and Jalen Hurts in the lineup, the Eagles didn't lose this year.
Right.
So this is a trend play versus a on the field matchup play. And in every way, the Eagles should destroy the Giants. And then forget about trends. Like what you and I talk about more than anything is public perception and on the field matchup. And where do those two things meet? I feel like the Giants are more of a public dog than the Eagles are a public favorite, because of the way the Eagles played the last 6 weeks of the year, with Jalen Hurts being injured and Gardner Minshew playing and having to struggle to secure the number 1 seed. People just think they didn't look right. It feels to me like this is where you go against the trend and you take the team that is better on the field. I'm just waiting on that 7. I'm just waiting on the 7.
And that's what's been pissing me off, though, Chad. It's like, why are they not giving us the 7? I don't get it. Like, we joke all the time. They're not your friends. They're not being nice, giving that extra hook on the 7.5. We will talk all the time. It is nice when you line up a line and you take a stand with the books, right? It's nice when the book needs the same side you need. Like, we don't always blindly bet fade the public, whatever you want to say, but we do look for those opportunities of being on the same side as the book, but we're always looking for the value. And like you just said, the Eagles, their public perception has just been dreadful the last month. I mean, since the Hurts injury, like you said, they went 0-2 with Minshew, and then they barely beat the backups of the Giants. And the public, do they understand the Eagles literally didn't run an offense in that second half? No. They just see the final score of, well, they backdoored and they covered the number of the Giants against this Eagles team. So I'm right there with you. I think this is more of a matchup of, pro trend bettors, guys who just simply bet trends and make a good living betting trends, because you can do it. Like there really is a science to the trend stuff. Obviously, we don't blindly bet it, but me and Chad like to use it to line up with what we're trying to bet against guys that do models like me, where it's like, I feel like anyone that builds a model and looks at the numbers, it's like, well, it's going to favor this Eagles side just because they are so good on the defensive line and the offensive line. But like, boring to other people, my favorite matchup in this game, it's not, say, the offense versus the defense, whatever you want to say. It's literally Kelsey versus Dexter Lawrence. Like, I can't wait to see that matchup. Two all pros versus each other in that D line and offensive line for the Eagles. So, this game, Chad, I won the 7. I haven't bet that much on the 7.5 just because I've been waiting for the 7. I'll be pissed if it does go to 8, right? Like, me and you both would be a little pissed if we miss 7.5. So we'll see. I probably will end up just, biting the bullet and just doing and taking the 7.5. But I don't get it. All the money, everyone I talk to, all the tickets, even like I'm looking at right now, they're all on the Giants, and it's not moving off the 7.5 at any book. So I just texted a guy and asked him, I'm waiting for his text back, because if he's seen any 7s through the night, like when I was asleep, if anyone books touch 7, but like I wake up through the night and I check my phone all the time and I never saw a 7. So to me, the books are clearly taking a stand here on the Eagles. Me and Chad are taking a stand as well. And we might have a ton of egg on our face come next Tuesday when we come back here on the show, just because we already talked about all these little trends point to backing the Giants here. It's a good spot to back the best team ATS-wise this season. So the people that are believers in them, they will be heavily rewarded. Me and Chad, who are believers in fade and public perception, getting value on a home favorite. And, we're looking at this Eagles team that they're not even the favorite right now in the NFC. The rookie quarterback, Brock Purdy, and the 49ers team is. So that lets you kind of know all you need to know about the market and what it thinks of this Eagles team. I just think we're getting a good undervalued team where if this number was 10, yes, that'd be impossible for me and Chad to get off of the Giants. And then all of a sudden the Giants get blown up by 20. We look like idiots. But at the 7.5, it feels like it's a good number. Like, this number should be closer to 8, 8.5. It's 7, 7.5, which I do think it's the slimmest amount of value. I just think because people are that sharp. Like, that's how smart these bettors are. They're not going to let it get down below that 7 or 7.5. So, yeah, me and Chad are waiting for the 7, but if it doesn't get there, I got no issue betting the 7.5.
The problem with making the Giants Eagles our big balls is I think it does a disservice to the listeners, because we really want to wait for the 7. And like, I don't think you and I have not bet this game yet. I am not going to bet it at 7.5. I'm going to suck it up and it's going to go to 8 and I'll end up betting it at 8 anyways. Or I'm going to wait for the 7. And even at 8, I'm going to bet the Eagles. I'm just waiting to see what happens with this number. So I don't think we can do big balls because I don't think you and I are going to bet it at 7.5.
I am. Matt Mitchell, hit that drop calling Chad here a goddamn coward. You take that 7.5. You enjoy it, Chad. Now, I just don't think we're going to get to the 7. I'll be honest with you, but I completely agree with you. Everyone can wait and hope for the 7, but like I'm going to throw a decent amount on the 7.5 just in case.
You are. All right. Well, that's different than what you were saying. You didn't say that to me.
I'm saying like I'm waiting for it, but obviously like comes Friday, I got to start getting money in. Like I can't start just betting everything Saturday, Sunday morning. Sadly, it doesn't work that way. So yeah, like by tonight, if there's still no 7s, Chad, I will start unloading money onto the 7.5. No worries from me. But like you said, we're pros. We want the 7.
Here's the beauty now of the podcast being released by 5:30 in the evening on the day we record it. As long as people subscribe to the favorites feed, this isn't just a regular silly promo. This is advantageous.
Yeah.
We can tell them this can be our big balls, but bet it. Like if it hasn't moved from 7.5 by Thursday night, big balls, bet of the week. Philadelphia Eagles -7.5. And I will do the same thing.